how much money did my £4,100 portfolio pay me out in the month of May? Let's get into it. Okay guys, so in the month of May, we were paid out or given a dividend by 4 different companies. Those companies or stocks were Primary Health, Money Supermarket, Aviva, and British American Tobacco. Now, we're going to be revealing exactly how much all of these companies paid me, how much I've invested in those companies, and when I expect to receive another payment from them. And then at the end of the video, we're also going to be comparing this year's dividend income with last year's dividend income, just to see if we're moving in the right direction, which is towards financial freedom, and turning me from a minimum wage worker into a multi-millionaire. So, not a financial advisor, just a normal bloke trying to get there. And you can see that happen right here on this channel. All you've got to do is subscribe. So, first up, we have Primary Health, ticker symbol PHP. Now, this real estate investment trust specialises in primary care buildings in the UK. The biggest tenant is the NHS. Now, the total amount I currently have invested in Primary Health is a whopping £9.90. And in the month of May, I got paid a dividend of 15p. Now, this came in 2 payments, one of 11p and one of 4p. Now, these guys tend to pay out 4 times per year, and I'm expecting my next payment from them in the month of August. The dividend yield of Primary Health is currently sitting at 7.09%, which is massive, but that's not always a good thing. So now we're going to be looking at how it's done over the last 12 months and then the last 5 years, just to give you guys a better picture of how the stock is doing. So over the last 12 months, Primary Health is up 7.49%, but when we take a longer look at the stock, we can see that over the course of the last 5 years, Primary Health is actually down 35.71%. So it's showing good growth over the last 12 months and maybe some green shoots of recovery. But over the last 5 years, it's been a bit rough for Primary Health, down 35%. So future plans for this stock will be to add to my position here and try and get above £100, so we can get away from them pennies, you know, dividend payments, and start getting into those pounds, which will be nice. I also look at that and think there's room to grow and completely recover. Obviously, not a financial advisor, please do your own due diligence. But for me, I think I'll be adding to my position here. Right, up next we have Money Supermarket. So ticker symbol here is MONY. Now, using moneysupermarket.com, this online service group provides consumer advice and information to people all over the country. You must have heard of them. So now, the total amount I currently have invested in the company, in Money Supermarket, is £10.71. I promise you these totals do get a little bit bigger. And in the month of May, I got paid a dividend of 46p. Now, that is actually quite large. That's a quite large dividend for what I have invested. But what these guys tend to do is pay out twice per year. So that's why you get them bigger dividends. But in this case, one payment is much larger than the other. And this month, we just happen to have hit the larger one, which is nice. This month. And I'm expecting my next payment from them in the month of September, which will be the smaller one. And then the next big one from these guys will be May of next year, so 2026. Now, the dividend yield of Money Supermarket is currently sitting at 5.85%. So now, like the previous stock, we're going to be looking at how it's done over the last 12 months and then the last 5 years, just to give you guys a better picture of how the stock is doing. So, over the last 12 months, Money Supermarket is down 4.85%. But when we take a longer look at the stock, we can see that over the course of the last 5 years, Primary Health is down 37.45%, which is really bad for Primary Health here. Sorry, Money Supermarket. But again, I'll be looking to add to my position to try and increase that dividend and hopefully ride those waves of recovery. Famous last words. I'll probably be riding them straight into oblivion, but I'm not going to be putting a huge amount in. Just like before, trying to get over £100 and trying to get these dividends ticking up a little bit. Right, up next we have Aviva. So ticker symbol here is AV. Now this insurance Goliath offers car, home, health and life insurance to millions of customers, and they also host investment products. Now the total amount I currently have invested in Aviva is £12.39, and in the month of May I got paid a dividend of 47p. Now, like Money Supermarket, that is actually quite a large dividend for what I have invested, but these guys again tend to do the same thing. So they'll have two payments twice a year, with one being much larger than the other one. And this month, again, we've just stumbled onto the larger payment, which is nice. And I'm expecting my next payment from them in the month of October, which will be the smaller one. And again, the next big one from these guys will be in May of next year. So hopefully when that rocks round, we'll have much more in both of them, so we can have a much bigger dividend. Now, the dividend yield of Aviva is currently sitting at 5.84%. So now we're going to be taking a look at how it's done over the last 12 months and 5 years, again, just to give you guys a better look at how the stock is doing. So over the last 12 months, Aviva is up a whopping 28.24%. And when we take a longer look at the stock, we can see that over the course of the last 5 years, it is up 152.36%, which is amazing. And a brilliant last 5 years for Aviva. And like before, I'll be adding to my position here. I wish I'd done it 5 years ago. And trying to get over that £100 mark and start seeing them nice healthy dividends start to tick in. Okay, last but certainly not least, we have British American Tobacco. Now, ticker symbol here is BATS. Now, these guys are one of the tobacco titans of the world economy. Now, the total amount I currently have invested in British American Tobacco is £233.10. And in the month of May, I got paid a dividend of £4. Oh, crikey Moses, and 20 pence. Now, that is the biggest single dividend that I have ever received in any month ever, which is very nice. And earlier in the year, I stumbled into quite a large amount of money, and this is the first stock that I hold that I hit one of the ex-dividend dates. So I invested that money before the ex-dividend date, so I'm getting a nice healthy dividend here. And hopefully this sort of level of dividend continues and I can get multiples of these and things can start really ticking on. But yeah, £4.20 from one company in 1 month is amazing. Now, the dividend yield of British American Tobacco is currently sitting at 7.13%. So now we're going to be taking a look at how it's done over the last 12 months and then the last 5 years, just to give you guys a better look of how the stock is doing again. So over the last 12 months, British American Tobacco is up a whopping 39.9%. And when we take a longer look at the stock, we can see that over the course of the last 5 years, they're up 4.44%, which is not as good as I thought it'd be considering the last 12 months. But a brilliant 12 months for the company. Now, seeing that, I'll be trying to hunt down maybe a £5 dividend in August. Really starting to call my shot here. So I'll need to probably pick up a couple more shares before the next ex-dividend date, so we can start thinking about pushing on towards a £10 dividend payment from this company, which would be really nice. Now, let's compare last year's dividend income in the month of May to this year's to see if we're heading in the right direction. So in May of 2024, our total dividend payments were £1.59, and in May of 2025, we were paid out £5.28. So although that doesn't sound like a lot of money, to me it's a big increase. I mean, it's certainly a big increase in terms of percentage there, way more than doubled that amount, that more than tripled, quadrupled, 16, 13, no, yeah, tripled. But yeah, but dividends from this point on are going to get a whole lot bigger, and I'm really looking forward to that as we move forward, when I'm starting now to hit a few of these ex-dividend dates and we're starting to get dividends that are a little bit more healthy than, 11p, 10p's. It's now £4.20, which is really nice to see, and it's massively motivating. Now, before I mentioned stumbling into quite a large amount of money, and if you want to know how that story unfolded, there's quite a large slice of luck involved in that. I mean, I did go after it, but there's a lot of luck involved. And if you want to see what happened there, then I will leave that video linked right there. But apart from that, I'm Steve. This is the Extra Income Boss. I will see you guys again in that one. Peace.